Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verified business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
So even though if you see this as a single step, you need to understand in 3 steps. So once you have created the object. So let us say you have created an object, and for the object, you are having the variables employee ID and employee name. So these variables, to access these variables, employee ID and employee name, these two, what we have specified, these two are instance variables, nothing but these two variables are available with respect to each and every object. To access properties and behavior of a class, we'll use membership operator. Membership operator, which is specified by using a period, and by using membership operator, you can access both variables and methods, properties and behaviors. See, imagine in a normal real-world entity scenario, once you have specified that he is Chris will be going to contain employee ID. This will be going to contain employee name. So you need to bind the employee ID and name with respect to the entity. In the same way, you are supposed to bind the properties, the variables, and methods corresponding to the object that you have created. So currently, I have created an object called Krish. By using dot operator, Krish dot means which is a member access operator. Member access operator. Once you have specified dot, you have the access of all the instance variables, and all the instance methods. We'll discuss about instance methods later. So to access the variable, you just need to specify the reference variable and then the name of the variable. This is how normally you will access all the instance variables. Krish.empid. And in the same way, Krish.emp name. This is how we'll be going to access all the instance variables with respect to our class. And once you have accessed those variables, you already know how to assign the data. For employee ID, you need to specify it as only in numeric data types. And for strings, you need to specify employee name is a string, nothing but the name of the entity, which is Krish. So this is how we'll access local variables that we'll see, Vijay, that I'll explain in a minute. Can only access its instance objects, not its method objects. Instance objects. I didn't understand that word, Adil. Instance object means?
Yeah, I was referring
Your voice is breaking a little.
Yeah, I was referring to with
Yeah, your voice is still breaking. I guess it's a problem with your internet speed.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, go ahead now.
Hello.
Yeah, Adil, go ahead. Or else it would be better if you can join using normal phone number, Adil. Yeah. Okay. So we have seen the first non-primitive data type, and the second one is arrays. We'll come back to classes and objects one more time, and we'll discuss about how to declare a method and how to access the methods by using objects. The next one is arrays. Arrays also fall under non-primitive data type. So those who are already familiar with C++, it's the same one. Array nothing but list of variables or group of variables of same data type. Let us say we want to calculate sum of 10 numbers. Sum of 10 numbers. First 10 numbers. So it's not required for us to declare 10 numbers in num1, num2, and so on in num10. So it's not required for us to declare 10 different numbers or 10 different variables and allocate in the memory. You can make use of arrays which specifies list of variables of same data type. So currently when you want to form or when you want to calculate a sum of 10 different numbers, definitely you'll be going to use same kind of data type. So at that time, you can make use of the non-primitive data type instead of going for 10 different primitive data types. So to declare an array, the syntax for array, or you can say the symbol used for array is square brackets and open square bracket and close square bracket. Syntax for array is you need to specify the data type. See here you already specified that a group of variables or a list of variables of similar data type. You can change of similar data type. So to specify that, you need to specify the data type first. Let us say I want to declare integers. So I want to declare 10 integers. So what is the data type for each and every variable? Ultimately, the data type for each and every variable, it can be integer only. And once after that, you need to specify the symbol called array symbol, which is square brackets. And after that, you need to specify the variable name or the identifier, array of numbers. So just like how you are declaring the normal integer variables, integer space, identifier name, you see this array declaration also fall under the same category, but you need to specify the open and closed square bracket, which informs to the JVM that array of numbers contains an array of different or list of variables. So when you specify only integer, it contains only one variable. But when you specify integer array, it holds a list of variables. And here you have specified that the array contains list of variables. But you didn't inform to the JVM that how many number of integer values that you are expecting. So that also you should specify externally to JVM. So you need to use the new operator. And once after that, you need to specify how many number of elements or how many number of elements that you want in your array. Let us say I want 10 elements in my array. So you need to specify that I want to create 10 integers. So how you will specify? You'll be going to use the same new operator, and after that you'll specify the data type, and inside the square brackets you must specify the number. So if at all if you didn't specify and if you are leaving like this, your Java compiler will throw an error. So again, the same strategy, make it as assignment to the array. So by looking at this syntax, you need to understand that you are creating an integer array which holds 10 numbers, and the name of the array is array of numbers. So this is your array. So let us assume currently we are creating only 5. Can I write new integer in a new line? Yeah, you can write, but you should specify the array on the left side. I will show you how to write that one. So let us say I'm creating 5 numbers only, and this is the name of the array. And currently I have specified that 5 numbers are available in my array, and each one of them is of type integer. So that means each one occupies 4 bytes. This one occupies 4 bytes. This one occupies 4, 4, 4, 4. So what is the size of an array which consists of 5 numbers? 5 multiplied by 4, 20 bytes of size for my array of numbers. Now, to access each and every element, see currently you have specified that your array contains 5 numbers. But once after that, you need to allocate the data for each and every variable, each and every integer variable inside your array. See, ultimately the creation of an array is to hold 10 different numbers. So once you have created an array, you need to provide the data for each and every variable. To provide the data for each and every variable, you need to use index. Index represents a position of an element in the array. Index position, it starts at 0, but not at 1. Array index, it starts at 0 and ends at length minus 1. Length nothing but currently you have specified I want 5 numbers. So what is your end index? It should be 5 minus 1, 4. So your array access, element access, it will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. See, don't confuse, these are not values. These are just the positions to access array elements. These are my actual data for each and every element. 1, 2, 23, 45, 64, 79. So now you specify that for my array of numbers, at index 0, I have the value called 12. So at index 2, let us say you want to retrieve the value at index 2. So then this is the index value and you are accessing this particular variable. So when you say 2 means you won't go like this, 1, 2. It should go only by using index. So once after you have created an array, let us say I have created 5 elements. 5 elements for an array, and I want to assign the data to each and every element in my array. So for that, you need to make use of your array name, and after that, you need to specify the index at which you want to provide the data. So currently, I want to provide the data at first position, which is nothing but 0 index. So in the same way, you should provide data for each and every location. So currently my array consists of 5 numbers, and you should specify the allocation, or to access each and every element you should specify the name of the array, and then in square brackets you need to specify what is the index that you want to access. So currently you want to access the element at 0 index. So you should specify the name of the array, and then you should specify the index as well. So to specify the index, you'll be going to use only square brackets again. And if you are trying to assign the element out of the range, let us say you are trying to assign the element at position 6, which means at index 5. So that means you are trying to allocate an element at this location which is not available in my array. This location is not available in my array. At this point of time, Java throws exception. You can think like exception or error. We'll discuss about what is meant by exception or error later. But to access an element, the element access or the index position that you are specifying, it should lie in between your array range only, or else Java throws an exception. See, either you can assign the data by using each and every allocation of element, or else you have the option of dynamic allocation. Dynamic allocation, nothing but during the declaration itself. During the declaration itself, you will specify that my array consists of 5 numbers and the values are 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So at this point of time, it's not required for you to specify the memory allocation operator and the number of elements that you are trying to hold. Your JVM, your Java can read how many number of elements that you have specified. You should specify the data in curly braces only. So inside the curly braces, how many operands that you have specified by using comma, those are all calculated and allocated in the memory, and Java maintains or Java creates 5 memory blocks in the JVM. So it sees that there are 5 numbers available, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it creates 5 memory blocks, and then it will name it as array of numbers. And once after that, to access each and every element, you already know how to access the element. You just need to specify the array name and then access using index. This is how you'll be going to specify, and this type of initialization is called dynamic initialization of an array. So this is kind of static data, so normally we won't prefer this type of initializations, and we'll declare the variable like this and we'll assign the data. Or else, as Vijay has specified, you have the option of declaring the variable here and then allocating the memory when you want to use. So this is how you can declare the variable and you can access the data. Sorry, you can and you can assign the data by using new operator. Adil, currently we are working only on primitive data types, so I'll discuss about object arrays later. Now, these are the 2 non-primitive data types that we are having. The first one is class and the next one is arrays. And there is one important class which is called string class. We are supposed to use string class during our examples, so that's the reason we are supposed to know about string class. String is nothing but group of characters. So in the sense, let us say, previously we have seen character, char c equal to within single quotes, we have specified the value of the character. But when we want to specify a group of characters, nothing but, let us say I want to declare the employee name. So employee name, it consists of group of characters. Let us say I want to write Steven, which is not possible to fit in a single character. You need to specify several different characters and you need to combine them later. So instead of you doing all those stuff, you can specify, I want to declare a group of characters by using a class called string class. See, just now only we have discussed, class is also a data type. So string is also a data type, and you'll be going to specify the string variable for each and every data type. For each and every variable, it consists of a data type and then variable name, and after that you'll specify or you'll initialize the variable by using double quotes here. So for string, you'll specify using single quotes, and for characters, you'll specify using single quotes, but for string, you should specify by using double quotes only. So this is how you will allocate to string variable. See here, if you take a look at, previously we have mentioned that for each and every class is a non-primitive, and you should use new operator to allocate the memory. This is how previously we have specified. Class is a non-primitive, so you should specify to the JVM that I want to create an object of certain data type. But currently, if you take a look at here, we are not specifying anything. Strings exemption was available. You can directly specify the character group by using double quotes, and it will be calculated by your JVM. You have the option of specifying, but later we'll see how to declare by using new operator for strings also. But currently, just like how you are allocating the data by using normal primitive variables, boolean, flag equal to false, integer, employee ID equal to 20. So just like how you are specifying for employee name also, it's the same way. Can we change size of the array at a later stage after initially assigning 5? No. You can create a different array. See, let us say integer array, new integer 20 you have created. And if you want to grow the array, that's not at all possible by using normal arrays. You should create a new array altogether.
Krish, this is Vijay. Is that the correct syntax? Int a?
Oh yeah, we can declare in any way, but this is not the preferred way. You should follow in this way only. That's also valid one, but we should follow integer array only, because the kind of reading, it should follow like integer array. So once you have declared an array, that means it got allocated the memory for 20 integers. That means 20 into 4, 80 bytes in the memory. But later, if you want to grow the array, that's not possible at the same location. You should create a new array. Still, you can assign it to the same variable, but the problem is, whatever the data that you have assigned here, it won't be available at this level, because altogether you are creating a new memory in the JVM. But there are plenty of solutions to avoid arrays or growing or shrinking the array, but we'll cover them later. So let us declare some variables here. So we have already seen declaring int employee ID and string employee name, float, salary, boolean, employee status, whether he is available or not. So once after that, I'm creating an employee object. Here I'm creating an employee object, employee emp1 equal to new employee. And once after that, I want to access these variables, these instance variables. So I need to use a dot operator, and then I need to specify the employee ID as 20. In Eclipse, you can just space the dot operator, and you can click on control space. Control space will show you all the available options or all the available variables and methods with respect to your object. Employee1 dot employee name. Employee name is Steven. And after that, employee1 dot salary is float 20.34. We'll come back to the error message later. Employee status equal to true. We'll discuss about this F in a minute. Currently, you can see that I have created 4 variables, and after that I have created an object, and once after that employee ID, I have allocated the data as integers, and after that I have allocated the employee name by using double quotes, and salary allocated by using decimal points, and employee status, which is a Boolean value, allocated as true. So I'm giving some other kind of stuff other than true or false value. You can see that Java compiler is throwing an error saying that SDFPS cannot be resolved to a variable. And I'm giving some number. Type mismatch cannot convert from integer to Boolean. So that's the reason the data types will be going to specify. We are supposed to specify the data type correctly for which we want to hold the data. Adil. Since the instance and local instances are local to the class, we can call them directly, right? Not exactly. If you see, the method is static, so we'll discuss about static later, Adil. Now, there is one other point which I forgot to specify. For each and every variable, for each and every specific instance variable, they will get a default value. Default value in the sense, let us say you have created an object, employee EMP equal to new employee. You have created an object and you have specified the reference as EMP. So that means, see, let us say this is the object Steve you have created, and for Steve you will be going to get all these variables, right? All these instance variables that will be available with respect to your Steve object. So for each and every instance variable, they will get a default value based on data types. Data types in the sense, we have already specified certain data types. The first one is primitive. Integers. Integers get the default value as 0. Floating points, they will get the default value as 0.0. Characters, they will get an empty space, which is represented by using /u 4 zeros. That is Unicode representation. And then Boolean, they will get as false. And for all the non-primitives, they will get the representation as null. We'll discuss about non-primitives later. And here, integers nothing but we have 4 integers: int, long, short, byte. So all the 4, they will get a default value as zeros. See, specific to instance variable only, they will get default values. Local variables, they won't get default values. So we should be specific when we say default variables, default values will get assigned to variables. Float, 0.0, it should contain a decimal point, so that's the reason. And character /u 4 zeros, which is nothing but an empty space. And finally, for Boolean, the default value is false. And if you want to change, you can just make it as true. So Even though if you didn't assign any kind of data to primitive data types or instance variables, they will by default get these variables, which will get allocated by your JVM. So when JVM will be going to create an instance variable in the memory, it will assign the data also to those variables. So if you want, you can change the default values like this. So you can see that I'm changing the default values, and I'm providing the specific data that I want to associate with respect to employee one object. If you don't want, so currently I'm printing the employee ID value. First I'm printing the default employee ID value. And then I'm printing employee ID value after assigning. So by using .member access operator, I have assigned the data. So now execute it. So you can see that employee ID value is 0 and employee ID value after assigning is 20. So who has allocated the value 0 to your employee ID? Your JVM. JVM knows that the instance variable integer should contain a default value as 0. And local variables, they will never get default initialization. You should assign some data to them, or else your compiler will be going to throw a compilation error specifying that variable never initialized. So you should take care about local variables.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website H2KInfosys.com. On our website H2KInfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.